This way? The Palace of the Sun. Oh, T is for Turing. I thought it was talking about power or like processing power or something. That makes more sense now. I can fast travel. Yay. Okay. I guess we go here. What if Hades can pass it? Hades sounds very scary. Four plus T is illegal in old world. You prefer Hades' voice in Hades more? Yeah. And the music. Don't forget the music. The music is so good. I kind of want to play Bastion. I already played like a few hours into it, but I kind of want to play it again. Who cares about laws when it's apocalypse? Yeah, exactly. I remember bits about Bastion, and I remember the soundtrack being really good. It's not roguelike, no. It was post-apocalyptic though, wasn't it? I think Bastion. Yeah. I remember it kind of reminded me of the Dark Tower Stephen King books, which I enjoyed. Oh, the game takes so long to load when you travel so far. Come on, game. The Shadow Kaja cannot beat my fast travel. You're stuck? Oh dear. The narrator, yeah, I forgot about the narrator for that game, yeah. Oh, to get a rope caster? Oh, to find Sona. Yes, I remember that one. Sun King, I have returned. Bounce, bounce. Oh.
Aloy, what brings you to Meridian?
A threat. Helis commands a legion of fanatics called the Eclipse. They will attack soon from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them, god, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Eren knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the city guard fortify the western ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Could you not put
Aloy.
a trap on it?
Allow me
Try and
to...
trigger the trap?
apologize.
Not Tripcaster
for my
Wire,
behavior
the
before.
thing with the balloon.
After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us.
Me
Now.
too.
It will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
And you can't use the spear on it, right? And destroy it that way?
Quietly done.
You don't think spear would set it
Panic in the
off?
city will only create another enemy.
Would make sense if it did.
And do
Not
keep me appraised of each new arrival.
force you not to take damage.
Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the rigid defenses and at the spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
The ridge will be the front line. That's where the city guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us. You're welcome to tour the defenses.
And the spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the Nora have also arrived at the spire. They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
I will. I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
3 quests. Rest before the final battle. Visit both defense sites. Okay. Let's visit the defense sites. Silence doesn't give you quests. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. This battle is only part that worries me about the rope caster, trip caster, spear. This battle we're about to do. Oh. We shall see. Oh, file repaired. Sobek journal. Last time I visited Prime was in November of last year. Months since have been a blur. Flew out last night to oversee the installation of the Central Amateur and Master Override, You're Welcome, Ted, which was completed by 0430. Decided to grab a few hours of sleep before heading back to Zero Dawn. Called Gaia before I bedded down, ostensibly to update her on the site plan, but truth is I missed her. I developed this habit of speaking to her before I sleep. Seems the only thing that calms me these days. Woke to a message from Oswald. The Odyssey launched yesterday, so terrestrial life's chance of survival has doubled. Why did I feel uneasy? Why then do I feel uneasy? I just keep wondering what kind of world Far Zenith will create if the ship reaches its destination so many decades from now. And I worry about the alpha build of Apollo. So much knowledge, so few restraints, and no fail-safes. How will they avoid repeating our mistakes? Exactly what Confusion said. No, Fairby said, sorry. What's to stop them from playing God? Forwarded the Odyssey message to Alphas. Excuse me. Naoto replied in less than a minute with a poem, of course. The building of the ship by Longfellow, and it's long, all right. I didn't read all of it, but it seems about a launching of a ship rather than building one. The stanza or couplet or whatever leapt out at me. Humanity with all its fears with all its hopes of future years, is hanging breathless on thy fate. Yeah, Odyssey to Zero Dawn both. Speaking of which, I should get back to Zero Dawn. Guess I should stop by Naruto's lab and check on Demeter's progress too. If I can get out of there without a volume of Tennyson pressed in my hands, I count myself lucky.
Have you just polished that armor with it?
Of course.
Isn't that a little...
What?
nothing?
Out with it, woman.
Forget I said anything. You look very dignified.
Thank you.
And shiny. Very shiny.
Vanasha is so cool.
Aloy, I told you I'd be here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry, I'll leave that to the other Nora at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Karja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts. Aloy, when you went into the mountain, did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
Move along. You have no need to loiter
Maybe we can.
around here.
Oh, so big journal. Halloween. Travis came by trick-or-treating dressed up like me. Should have seen that coming. I gave him a half-eaten packet of dandy wafers as a treat and kicked him out. Not before he invited me to some kind of Italian horror extravaganza he organized for Zero Dawn staff. Seriously, as though there isn't enough horror in the world already. Anyway, I was already scheduled to fly out there to G Prime for final inspections with Jerez and the president's delegation. Ted was here too, and he was not looking good. Kept fidgeting and couldn't seem to look me in the face without blinking. I was relieved when he boarded his vert and flew back to Thebes. Gag. Though I guess I shouldn't complain. If he wants to build himself a deluxe shelter to ride out the apocalypse, let him. Keeps him out of the way of out of Elysium and away from me. Harris stuck around long enough to give me a detailed briefing on the strategic situation. Basically, we've entered a terminal phase, as though the color of the sky when I was flying over here wasn't clue enough. Another 2 or 3 weeks, and the atmosphere won't be breathable. The last vestiges of European and West African civilization brigades, civilian brigades, are trapped with their backs against the Atlantic. The swarm that scuttled across the Antarctica is crossing the Straits of Magellan, about to start its death crawl up to South America towards the Amazon. All the work we did to reconstitute the rainforest that comes to this, and advance elements of the Pacific swarms already skirmishing with units on the Skarma seawall. The noose is tightening. Projections show we can still finish in time, but the margin of error is about 10 days. Not a good spread. If the plague breaks through the head of schedule, I just can't. It will not. I will not let it frighten this. Why didn't Silence come along and fight Hades to redeem his actions completely? That should have been a dialogue option. Maybe it was one of the ones we chose that forced him not to come
Once
along.
again leads the Hunter's Lodge. I could not ask for a more noble house.
Who knows? All I know is that he's decided not to come. What have I got left to review?
Don't ask me where to go if you're lost. I'm a guard, not the town crier.
Dr. Petra. Oh, is that Petra?
How many men do you think you'll kill in the battle?
As many as
Oh.
I have to.
I love it when you say things like that. It's so...
Huh. So you must be Aloy then. I thought there'd be more of you.
More of me.
Thicker, I suppose. More of a gear wheel, less of a ringlet. Don't get me wrong, you're very well struck.
Do all Oseram flirt at the most inopportune times?
Inopportune? Battle hasn't even started yet. Petra Forge woman. I hail from the Free Heap. I'll be heading back in the next dust storm. Murad asked me to check over the city arsenal first. Cannons have aged well, but I've cleared their throats so they can really roar.
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn. Have at it then.
Oh. Hold L2 and R2 to load ammo from the nearby pile. Oh, okay. That's so cool. How many bullets? 6. Love it. Okay.
Aloy?
At ease, Uthid. Meridian will be glad to have you on its side. And I am too.
The honor is mine. You saved my epitaph from being a fine soldier, but a fool of a man.
True.
I'm hoping you won't need any kind of epitaph just yet.
As the sun wills. When you found me, I was trying to eke out a glorious death. But now, a glorious life seems more preferable. To watch Itamen play in the low gardens again. Still surrounded by a dozen guards, but... what you did, Aloy.
It is time to fight
well.
Domino, you're right. Soon.
Although, I can't shake this road. Vanasha. She delights in goading me. Like brazen colors waved before a behemoth.
Do you want me to ask her to stop?
No,
Someone booked the long washing
I
room.
accept it. Well then.
5
Meridian
hours?
shall stand and shadow shall fall.
Yeah.
I swear.
No, this is blind. I've not
Here's
done this
to that,
before.
Uthid.
And this is on very hard.
Little Huntress, you called, so here I am.
Ready to fight?
Fight? I thought you just
Thanks,
wanted
dude.
tea and conversation. Is there a battle coming? I wasn't informed.
Well, that can't be true. You're always informed.
Ah, so I am.
Ah.
We've only met a few times, and yet you know me so well.
I don't think I know you at all. But I'd like to.
When I hear that line, it usually means something else. Can I tell you a secret?
Of course.
I've been waiting for this fight my whole life. The enemy we face today is the same that turned Meridian into a slave pit and Sunfall into a bloodbath. Fanatics who torture and murder mothers, fathers, families, children, and say it's the will of the sun. I hate them, Aloy. I've got the scars of their whips on my back to prove it.
I like
and today,
Vanasha.
we can get rid of them once and for all.
She's a good character.
I said I came for you, but that was only half the truth. I came for them. This time, they're not getting away.
I'm with you, Vanasha. We'll fight them together.
And I won't forget it, little Huntress. Tomorrow, may the sun rise in a better world.
Oh, you like the... appreciate that, Domino. He's a lot bigger now, though. He's about a year and a bit old now. Something like that. Okay. We're done here now? We are done here now. So let's go to... Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the ending of
Good.
Witcher
You can use
3.
this.
It was very similar. Yeah, the banned topics is a joke, really. We don't talk about those two things because that's where I made a mistake in several games.
These will keep.
You can't talk about you don't know about them. Yeah, that's fair enough. I need more herbs. I feel like I'll need them. I did not... Fair buy. Come on. I may have misdiagnosed a village with the Black Plague and gave them medicine that killed them all, but we don't talk about it. It's fine. Hey, Randstand, how you doing? I don't think she's wearing a skirt, though. She's kind of wearing,
I'll tuck that away.
like, pants under her kind of skirt-esque thing. That was Kingdom Come Deliverance. And the other band topic is about Carl, who was from that Soma game. Oh, Vanasha. Oh, right, yeah. I hope Vanasha does do some fighting. Be nice to see.
Stocking up.
Oh. If your list of games to play, Dominoes, is anything like mine, it will never end. This game was on my list to play for a long time. Yeah, I did torture Carl. I'll admit that. It wasn't my fault, though. Okay, it was my fault. I need more herbs, lady. Which way are we going? Let's head over that way, I guess. Away from the city.